touchdowns all the time. It happens to the best of us. You live and you learn.
They got off to a fast start. They're a great team. Nick Foles has done a phenomenal job for them, and we knew it was going to be different than last time.
Shannon, what was the difference yesterday?
The Eagles had an opportunity to deliver the coup de grace, Skip. They're up 14-0. They get the ball back. And Nick Foles, Skip, he is not a check-down guy. He doesn't do a lot of nibbling. He goes for the home run. And he went for the home run with Zach Ertz. He underthrew the ball a little bit, and Marshawn Lattimore intercepted it. He had Smallwood in the flat that would have given him a first down. And then I think the real turning point of the ball game, and this is what we know about Sean Payton, he's always looking to steal a possession. Eagles got it diagnosed, Skip. They're thinking about this. They're in what we call a defense state, punt safe. He leaves his defense on the field, take a corner out, take a linebacker out, Skip, and got the return in there just in case they punt it. So they're expecting this, but you got to give the Saints credit because they were able to get enough push to let the up back get enough of the first down. They go down the field, they score a touchdown. If you look at it, Nick Foles in the first quarter, Skip, he's 8 of 9, 113 yards, a touchdown run and a touchdown rush. That's 14 points. The final 3 quarters, he's 10 of 22, 88 yards, 2 INTs. He couldn't finish them. Now, Saints, this is why you get home field, Skip. You know you fall down 14-0 on the road. More times than not, it's good night, Irene. I know you don't know who Irene is, but it's good night. But they were at home. Crowd kept them in the game. They get that first down. But I can assure you, you don't want to tempt fate too many times. You definitely don't want to tempt that fate with the Rams coming in. But what happened is that, you remember last year, Skip, when Nick Foles went on the Eagles and they went on this run? What could they also do? Run the football. They had LeGarrette Blount, they had Jay Ajayi, and they could pound the ball. So they get a lead, they could pound the ball with those 2 guys. They have no resemblance of a run game. 16 rushes, 49 yards. That's not nearly good enough. And it allowed, because you kept throwing the ball, and you allowed Drew Brees to get his rhythm. Before I turn it over to you, Skip, I want to know one thing. Eagles, how many times Michael Thomas caught 12 passes for $171 on the touchdowns? How many times are you going to let him run the end cut? Skip, how many times are they going to let him run that route? They're going to let him run, push up to 12, break in and catch the ball at 14. How many times are they going to let him do it?
He's been doing it all year long.
Gee, I'm like, my night job, Skip, sometimes I moonlight. I'm over there with D. I'm like, time. I look at time.
Night job.
I'm like, end cut again, end cut. All they're running, Skip. You're playing Tampa too. You vacate use a tight end or a second receiver to vacate the linebacker, and then he push you up and come in. Dude, can you please stop?
Maybe that's why Drew Brees should win MVP. He's got 1 target, and he just keeps throwing to the same guy.
No, Skip. No, Skip. If you don't take it away, I'm going to keep going to it.
Well, you don't think everybody's tried to take that away the whole year?
No, double him.
I'm sure he's been doubled nearly.
Well, I'm going to make it. We're going to find out. Because I know I'm taking that away. I'm not going to. Skip, no, Coach Belichick says, I'm not going to let your best player beat me. Now, if you got a bunch of best players, that makes it really, really hard. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Travis Kelce, you got Watkins, you have a lot of, weapons, Skip. It's hard. But really, when you think about it in the pass game, now, Kamara's a little tough too now. He's tough to deal with coming out of the backfield. But that's what happened, Skip. They got out to a big lead, and they were not able to build on it. 14 in the first quarter, and then the final 3, they get zilch.
This time, Jenny, I was really a good boy, and I just kept biting my tongue over here. I did not interrupt one time. I wanted to
I was worried
badly,
a little bit.
And my tongue is now bleeding because I've bitten so hard through my tongue.
Get it all out.
No, that happened Saturday night.
I like that taste.
That happened Saturday night.
No.
My first point is, I believe that several members of the Eagles hierarchy were somewhat relieved when that football went right through Alshon's hands into Lattimore's hands.
Sure.
And that ended Nick Foles' run in Philadelphia, or Philadelphia, or whatever you want to call it, because that was the end of that. And their worst nightmare would also be their biggest dream was that he would just keep on keeping on and win this year's Super Bowl, because if that happened, you'd just be stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do, but I just don't know how you could let go of Nick Foles.
You might have to franchise him and eat $25, $30 million for a backup.
So I think there was some relief that ball went through Alshon's hands. And he'd be the last guy I would think it would go through his hands in that moment. It was just a shocking end to Foles' magic.
He glanced. He saw 40. He saw that linebacker skip.
He did. He saw him coming. But remember, that was 2nd and 10 all the way to New Orleans' 27-yard line. That game had 21-20 written all over it. It just felt like Foles' magic was about to overcome the New Orleans voodoo or whatever's in that building that's generated on Bourbon Street, because that pass was right on the button.
Yeah.
That would have been a 7 or 8 yard game.
It's gonna be like 3rd and 2.
Okay, all right. And I'm not betting against Nick Foles in that moment until that happened. Now, back to what you said. Nick Foles was magical in the first quarter. He was just magical. And he played the way he played against Jenny's Vikings and against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. He's just flinging rainbows all over the lot.
Home runs.
Yeah,
he
home
knows
runs.
Guy.
And he's dropping them out of the rafters into Jordan Matthews' hands from
Your
Vanderbilt
guy.
University. Thank you very much. And yet, it's now 2nd and 8 at the Philadelphia 48, early second quarter, and you're up 14-0. Nick Foles goes for the throat because his head coach wrote a book in the offseason called Fearless. Am I right?
Yeah.
And he radiates his head. You can't see it in his body language, but he's built for that head coach because, man, he likes to throw. You want to talk about throwing deep. He's going to go for it at all costs. And in this case, he had a 6'5" tight end on a corner who's really good, but he is all of 6 feet tall. So Zach Ertz has 5 inches on Marshawn Lattimore, and he throws it up, and I thought it was a pretty good throw. I thought it was up for Zach Ertz. I thought Zach Ertz could have gone over.
He has him, Skip. He has him beat. If he just throws it, look, Ertz is behind him.
He threw a jump ball instead of a deep ball.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Because if he tries the deep ball, if he tries to lead him, he's just thinking, I got 6'5" on 6 feet because he's got a corner. He's not a safety. Okay?
But see, Seven would have dropped that thing in on me because he lead me.
All right. Okay, but you weren't a jump ball artist. That wasn't what you did.
I went 6'5".
Okay? And I don't know how much of a leaper Marshawn is, but I assume he can really jump because he got up for that. I looked up his combine last night just to see. He went 38.5 in his vertical. I don't even know how great that is. But it's pretty good.
That's over 3 feet.
Right? It's pretty good.
Like, man, I mean,
Hey, but is that kid not – I think he's the best corner in football. On a regular basis, a playmaker, does he not get his hands on the football?
He had an off year this year, Skip.
I don't know.
He started reading the press clippings.
I don't know. I thought
this was one of his better games that he's played, having seen a lot of New Orleans games. I thought he's better than what he showed the first half of this season.
So I'm going to give Nick Foles this break. I think this has happened very quietly, and most people have not fixated on this. But do you realize over the last 9 games, the New Orleans defense is second in points allowed only to the Bears? It's second. It's been extraordinary. It leads the NFL over the last 9 games in takeaways with 18. So they are taking the ball away like crazy. So even though Drew Brees and the offense struggled down the stretch, the defense, well, at Dallas, it was 13-10, right? So it was
that defense only gave up 9 points to
Carolina. So they just kept on keeping on, but the offense was barely overcoming the greatness of the defense, right? So I think this defense is really loaded. It's talented, it's running hot, it runs and hits, and I don't think the Rams will go for 273 rush yards. I could be wrong, but
I don't think so either, Skip. But I don't think anybody thought we'd see a 2014 ball game. We thought both teams would get into the upper 20s. I think you and I both picked New Orleans to win the game, but I didn't see no 2014 type ball game.
So actually, I'm not surprised that Nick Foles through the middle of the game struggled. But because you can't even audible there, it is so loud. You know how crazy that building is. So you take away a lot what an offense can do. But when he finally zeroed in the fourth quarter, they started to move the ball. And it took Alshon, that blunder, that shocking, unexpected, uncharacteristic blunder. Not that he hasn't dropped passes. He just doesn't drop that pass. He's a big-time clutch receiver. So that was, and to his credit, he just sat there for what looked like 45 minutes after the game. And he owned it, and he owned it, and he owned it. And he said, it's on me, it's on me, it's on me. And he said, I'll be thinking about this the whole offseason. He will be thinking about it the rest of his life. Because that's a rough one.
The Eagles need to get him a running back, Skip.
Well, they do. But still, it was only 20-14. I agree with you. I mean, Nick Foles got him that far with no running game at New Orleans.
What you think Walker Tour was doing?
You know what? they are going to take a big step back.
No, they're not.
Wentz.
Stop
They are.
saying that.
They just will, because I don't think the team believes in him the way they believe
You know
in
what,
this
Skip?
guy.
They're going to take a step back and be 11-5 and win the division next year.
think so?
You want some to do?
Are you going to give me more?
thinking that
What you want some
You
to
gonna
do?
give me more?
Right now, the Eagles over the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles. Who you taking?
Carson Wentz lost twice to Dak
I
Prescott.
don't care if he lost
Okay,
4 times.
I love it. I'll take 3 cases right now.
Whew.
Okay.
I'll take 3.
Hold on.
I'll take
now,
3.
Hold on now. Let me,
Yes.
okay, you got the Cowboys for 3 cases. I got the Eagles. If neither wins the division, nobody wins, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I win. You guys
Do
give
you
me
realize you already lost the same bet this year?
I'm going to win it then.
And my team only is going to get better. You realize I have the youngest team in pro football? The Dallas Cowboys are the youngest team. You don't think they're going to get better?
Whew. We're already betting about
They were
next
young
season.
last year.
You were
like
doing
this.
so well, and then you just gave me more due.
I'm going to get it back.
You know, for
2019
one
will be
day
mine.
on Saturday, you actually had me down 2 cases, but I knew I had Tom Brady in my back pocket.
So?
2 cases
I
on
get it
Tom
back.
Brady.
I get
We're
it back.
even, no blood.
I get it back.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm going to get it back this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a pending bet on LeBron that's back pocket
Whole
also.
different discussion.
What?
different day.
I got that free throw bet. Yeah.
All right, well, since the Rams
I'm
are
good.
headed to the NFC Championship game, of course, our Ram ambassador
let's do
had
it.
to
Bring
show
it
up.
on.
He wasn't going to miss
Yeah,
today.